Hello, my fellow deer. Welcome to your November Earth astrology reading. Oh my goodness, I'm throwing the cards everywhere already. All right, we're going to start by using the clarifying life situations to pull the overall theme for the deer this month. All right, and then we are going to use the Fairy Wicca Tarot for the initial Celtic cross spread. And then I will clarify with the 1909 tarot. So let's see what is going on for the deer for the month of November. Awesome. Okay. So we'll start with your overall theme for the month. And here we have the Making Plans card, which says, chart your course with intention. The future is yours to design and navigate. So I guess the theme for the month for the deer is making plans. Let's start with your current general energy. Here we have the Seven of Tyne, which would be the Seven of Wands. This is a card of standing in your convictions. So whatever it is that the deer are making plans for this month, I feel like there's a lot of conviction behind it. Like the deer feel very strongly about this. And I would say that when a deer feels very strongly about something, they definitely will stand in their conviction. Then we go to your crossing energy, and this can be what helps you or what hinders you. And here we have the sun wheel. So this would be the equivalent of the wheel of fortune in the traditional tarot. So this really kind of says, dear, that whatever happens here is all in your hands. You are in control of the wheel right now. Now, when we are on the outside of the wheel, this is where we allowed external circumstances to affect us. Whereas if we are inside the wheel, doesn't matter what is going on in our external environment, we are good within ourselves. And again, so this is completely up to you guys. It's up to the deer where you decide you want to be, whether it's inside the wheel or outside of the wheel. But let's clarify the Seven of Tyne and the Sun Wheel. So with those, we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is a card of repeating patterns. So I kind of feel like what could happen this month for the deer is that there is a pattern that shows its face again in this month. And again, the deer are going to have to stand in their conviction that they do not want to repeat these patterns again, right? The Nine of Swords can be like a never-ending nightmare. So again, you don't want to relive the nightmare. So again, I'd be, like I said, you really making those plans with intentions. And again, intentionally be on the inside of the wheel and don't let this pattern repeat itself, dear. Next, we go to the area of your mind. And here we have the Rider of Tyne, which would be the Knight of Wands. So this is a card about, following your passions, going on adventures, and finding fun in the mundane. And again, that really makes sense for the deer. In the traditional zodiac, the deer sign is the equivalent of the Gemini. So the Gemini can be very passionate about things. They love going on adventures and trying new things. And again, they are always looking for the fun in every situation. So I feel like actually this is really going to help the deer balance their energies this month, is if they can bring fun into their everyday. So if you're working, try to make it fun in some way or another. And this is going to really help balance the mind of the deer. But let's clarify that Rider of Time. So with the Rider of Tyne, we have the Five of Cups. Now this can be a card of like being in a trance of negative thinking, but being that this is coming up as the clarifier for the Rider of Tyne, I feel like the deer are overcoming this feeling of this trance of negative thinking that they have been under. And again, I feel like they are really turning to their minds towards their passions and finding, like I said, more fun in everyday life. The Five of Cups is also a card of gratitude. So again, the deer could be shifting their perspectives on things and maybe actually being grateful for certain things that perhaps didn't work out. Next, we go to the area of our foundation. And here we have the Seven of Dohan, which would be the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card of evaluating your progress. So I feel kind of like at the, you know, this coming up in the area of the foundation that over the month of November, I feel like the deer are going to have to stop. I would say like I'm getting like it's a seven of Doham, so I'm like every week I feel through the month of November, it's going to be important for the deer to kind of stop for a second and evaluate their progress, evaluate what's working and evaluate what's not working. And that gives you the ever opportunity once a week to kind of change things up and get rid of the things that aren't working and maybe double down on the stuff or introduce something new that might work better for you. So again, over the next month, I feel it's going to be very important to our foundation to be evaluating our progress probably at least once a week. But let's clarify that Seven of Dohan. So with the Seven of Doham, we have the Ten of Wands. So this can be a card of carrying burdens, but it's also a card that says you're about to lay your burdens down. So I kind of feel like with like what this is saying together here in your foundation, dear, is again, first of all, if you are evaluating your progress like once a week, it will stop things from building up, right? So it'll stop the buildup of burdens on you because, again, if we're working on something and we're not getting anything out of it, this can add to our burdens, right? So we really want to lessen the burdens this month. And so by evaluating our progress once a week, it gives us the opportunity to go, okay, I don't need to be carrying that burden right now. I could put it down. So I hope that makes sense for the deer. Next, we go to the area of our recent past. And here we have the Nine of Ulysses or the Nine of Cups. So this is a card of sitting in the energy of what you want. So again, I really feel like the deer have been doing that recently, and that's probably why we are starting to make plans, is because we've been sitting in the energy, and it's like, okay, I know what it is that I want, and now I need to make the plans to get what it is that I want. But let's clarify that Nine of Ulysses. So with the Nine of Ulysses, we have the Six of Wands. So this is a huge victory for the deer, right? Knowing what you want and being able to sit in the energy of it. Again, when we sit in the energy of what we want, that is when we manifest and receive what it is that we are looking for. So whatever it is that we have been trying to manifest over the last little bit, I feel like we have succeeded in that. We have had a victory. Now we go to the area of the near future. And here we have the Eight of Air, which would be the Eight of Swords. And this is a card of freeing yourself from self-imposed restrictions. So again, I do feel like over the last little bit, we maybe have put restrictions on ourselves. This kind of energy is like limiting beliefs, right? Like when you tell yourself that you can't do something, well, I can't do that. I've never been able to do it before. I can't do it now. That is limiting you, right? If you're not even willing to try, then you're definitely not going to succeed. It's like, the saying that's coming through my mind right now is, we miss 100% of the shots that we never take. Okay, so again, whatever this limiting belief is, I feel like we are going to be freeing ourselves from this in the very near future. But let's clarify this Eight of Swords. So with the Eight of Swords, we have the Two of Wands, which is again another card of making plans. So again, I feel like these plans that we are making this month, once we free ourselves from this limiting belief that we have, whatever it is that is holding us back, At the moment, again, I feel like our plans are just going to expand, right? It'll be much easier to make the plans once those limiting beliefs are out of the way and those self-imposed restrictions have been removed. Next, we go to the area of the next few months. And here we have the Five of Tyne or the Five of Wands. Now, this can be a card of conflict and competition. So it is possible for the deer that some of us over the next few months may be in some conflict or competition with other peoples. Now, some of us too may be in conflict and competition with ourselves, especially, like I said, with that. Nine of Swords there that you had clarifying your current general energy. Um, we could be in conflict with ourselves as we try to overcome these patterns that we have been running in our lives. But again, just be prepared for the conflict and competition to come. And also know that the Five of Tyne or the Five of Wands is also a card of learning. It says, like, whatever this conflict or competition is meant to help you grow. But let's clarify that Five of Tyne. So with the Five of Tyne, oh, excuse me, we have the Devil energy. So the Devil energy can represent like a toxic person or a toxic energy around. So again, this could be what is causing the conflict and competition, is that there could be somebody, again, who is toxic, maybe has some bad habits or some poor behavior. But again, I feel like with the Eight of Swords, the Devil can also be a card of setting ourselves free. Like these people do have chains around their neck, but the chains are very loose. They can take those chains off anytime that they choose. So again, this is a card, another card of freeing yourself, dear. So free yourself from this toxic person or toxic situation that you are in conflict or competition with. Next, we go to the area of the next few, or sorry, of our closest relationships, sorry. And here we have the Anear of Ulysses, which would be the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is the dreamer of the tarot. This is also my card of the inner child as well. But I feel like more of the dreamer aspect of things. I feel, again, we had that your overall theme is making plans. So again, I definitely feel like the deer are dreaming about their future plans right now, which is very wonderful. But again, we have to make those dreams a reality. So let's clarify that Anear of Ulysses. So with the Anear of Ulysses, we have the King of Swords. So a couple things with the King of Swords here that are coming through. One is that for some people, I kind of feel like you have made up your mind on something, like you've made up your mind on a relationship, or you've made up your mind on a dream that you have. Now, for other people, it's kind of like almost an opposite message, as far as like you're still dreaming, but I feel like there some of the deer may have a few assumptions that they are making right now that may need to be challenged before finalizing whatever plans you are making, I would say. Next, we go to the area of your hopes and your fears. And here we have the star card. So first of all, I would say with the star card is a card of renewed hope and blessing. So first of all, I don't feel any fear whatsoever from the deer for the month of November. But I do feel a lot of hope. There is a lot of hope for the future right now coming from the deer. And they are contributing that hope to the collective as well. But let's clarify the star. So with the star, we have the Eight of Cups. And so the Eight of Cups is a card of walking away from things that are no longer serving us. And I kind of feel like this is already past energy. I feel like we have already done this. And because we've done this, because we did the walking away from things that weren't serving us, this is what has renewed our hope for the future. And finally, we come to the last card in the spread, the outcome card. And here we have the seeker. So, the seeker would be like the fool in the traditional tarot. So this is all about taking a leap of faith, making a new beginning for yourself. So I do feel like, probably come the end of the month, the end of November, that the deers are going to be faced with a choice to take a leap of faith and try something new. But let's clarify the seeker. So with the seeker, we have the lovers. So first of all, I love this because again, the deer in the traditional tarot would be the Gemini, and the lovers represents Gemini in the tarot. So this is you coming up in a very powerful position. Okay, and being that this is coming up with the seeker, with that leap of faith, I really feel like this leap of faith is going to do some wonderful things in the lives of the Geminis and the deer. And I also feel like this is just, I just really feel like the deer are, like, especially come the end of the month, I really feel like they are definitely standing in their authenticity, in their integrity, and their true raw power. So I love it. What a great reading for you for the month of November, dear. Thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all that fun, wonderful YouTube stuff. It really does help the channel out, and I truly do appreciate it, as I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Bye for now.